Hey guys, 606 Garage, welcome back. All right, part two of our rack assembly. We've already disassembled it. We've taken it to the car wash. We've cleaned it the best we can. Now we're gonna finish cleaning it, good enough for assembly. Looking forward to getting this done. And as soon as we get this done, we are gonna get this on the Capri, and I'm hoping for the weekend. I'm hoping that whenever you get this, it's already on there. I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know what the day is. March something. 10th or 11th. I don't know. But it's that weekend. We're close to that day on this weekend. So, guys, thank you. Like and subscribe. Comment if you got something to say. Here we go. All right, guys. Once you get this, I took this to a car wash. And I sprayed it down with like mean green or something. Let it soak. Took it to a car wash. Drill and a wire brush. fairly decent. That definitely looks good enough to put on a Mustang. It's cleaned up. I'll wash the inside of this thing out. I can go ahead and put the inside piece. Now, I'm gonna tell you, this thing did have this ring on it that I cut off, y'all seen. But I realized also, I believe this is a stop. Now, obviously it'll stop when the gear, but I think if you cut it too hard, it can get bound up on the gear. It needs to stop right here. Now, I could be 100% wrong, but I believe I'm gonna go ahead and put something here and weld it, and that way it will have a stop. So, but the main reason to get this out was to, actually this goes like this. Yep, it goes like that. The main reason to take this off was to relieve the pressure in between the chambers. Because if I did not, because this thing basically just goes like that, and it needs to stop. I think that gear would ride up on top of that shaft gear. And again, I could be 100% wrong. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling this. There's a few, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the table off. I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling this after I wash it. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put like some kind of a silicone down in here. I'm gonna fill these up with epoxy and sand them off. All of them. I think there's 6 or 7 holes. So, there's 6. So, that'll be easy enough. I'll get these plugged, filled over with epoxy, and I'm probably gonna finish washing the grease off this thing. I'm gonna paint this. I'm probably gonna knock these high pieces off because they look horrible. But yeah, that's my plan. All right, guys, I had to reshoot that. So, I stand right in front of the camera and knock this preload loose. There really isn't much. If you watch the video, you'll see that there's not much. Now, here's the thing with this. I put anti-seize on this because it is steel going into an aluminum body. I'll go ahead and pull this all back out for you. All right, so remember, now I've slid the shaft in here. I slid the shaft. I slid that aluminum collar. Now I greased all the O-rings up in the shaft and everything. I put the washer on it and the snap ring. Slid it in here. I spun the gear down. I stuck the pinion in it. Simple as that. And then I take this. I put a big old glob of grease on this sucker. And I set him right down on there like that. Put the spring on it. Take the nut. And like I said, this is the preload. All right. Now I checked this earlier. It's good. I kind of already, it was, I checked it 2 or 3 times, and then I got it about where I want it. And I just tap this, I lock it in place. You know, just a punch and a... Alright. She ain't coming off. She's locked. Now, we gotta torque the, or, you know, tighten the pinion nut down. Alright, so let's get this nut right here. And tighten him down. That is it. Now, it's crazy. System's still there. Actually, you know what? It doesn't. It had air from the shutoff out to the end of the hose. At least he ain't got no leaks in it. Alright. Now, it don't take much to hold this whenever you're tightening it down. And as a matter of fact, I am probably gonna just use a ratchet for this. Now, I don't think no grease will actually go through there. So I was gonna put a grease fitting on the bottom of this. What we'll do is pack old boy plumb full of grease. And I'm gonna have to go buy some more grease because I really have no idea where my grease went to. Oh well. That being said, I would have put anti-seize on this, but there's so much grease in here. I don't think it's gonna be an issue. Now, Now, right there's about center. There's a manual rack. Let me get the bearing, drop down in here. It's just the day for losing stuff, let me just tell you. It's like it disappears out of thin air. I'm not sure how it does it. Alright, so we got this. Interesting. Let me see what's going on with this. I don't understand why it's not going over this right here. So it's gonna, I had to get some kind of a sleeve or something to drive that thing on down in there. It might go on down in there now that it's set. This thing is, oh, that's as far as it goes. Ooh. All right, now if you'll notice, now if you notice, I didn't put a snap ring back in here because this pinion's actually two separate pieces. And I thought that I could drive this out of the outside where the seals were, or this is two pieces. It actually just drove it further in, and I couldn't get the snap ring back on it because I pushed it down too far. But it doesn't really hold anything other than it holds the bearing and the seal down. Turn it the wrong way. So she's freed up pretty good. Next problem, I ordered inner tie rods. My outer tie rods came in, but my inner tie rods and my boots have not came in. So here I am with this rack that I can't put on nothing right now. Yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So this is about, I can go ahead and kind of clean this up and paint this, but I'm not even sure I'm going to paint it, you know. I mean, it looks pretty good, cleaned up. I would like to get new bushings, and I may do that, just not for a little bit, because I've got, there's no point until I see how it works. If it does work out good, best news is I've got several of these racks, several of them, and I will go ahead and take them off, because, you know, if I can make a manual rack out of it for little to no money, that's exactly what I'm going to do with them. So, you know, no flood, no leaks, a little bit of free horsepower. Well, I say free, it takes a little arm strength to make up for it. I'll finish this up when the inner tie rods come in. All right, guys, we are back, and we have our stuff in. We have our new inner tie rods. Let's make sure that our new tie rod ends will screw on. Golly, we gotta fight all the way. It's always so. Probably the wrong threaded nut. Might be alright. Okay, so they thread on. Now, I do have these holes filled up with RTV. I was gonna fill them up with epoxy and like sand them off and repaint everything, but you know what? I don't even know if any of this is gonna work. So that being said, I feel like it's best to assemble this thing and verify it. This is pretty much all I was waiting on. Yep. All right, let's tighten these up. Look at that, 1 1/4 inch. That may not look like I put a lot of pressure on that. I'm gonna tell you what, it's a decent sized wrench here. Now, we got the boots. Now this does, when you go to manual, you're not gonna have that tube that runs across and ties them anymore. Just not gonna have it. I'll tell you what, that hole's awful small for that big old, it's gonna have to stretch like crazy. I'll put a little grease on it. Let's see if we can pull it. There we go. Well, that right there looks about center to me. There's that one. And here's my new tie rod end. Interesting. This is crazy. One went on, the other one ain't going on. Okay, it's starting a little better now. All right. Now, I got to get a clamp for this. Now, this thing came with zip ties to put these on. And I guess it would work. We'll try it. But if this rack works out, if the rack works out and it works as good as I'd like it to, or better, I'll do something different with the clamp. I'll put some stainless steel bands on it, and we'll do something with this. But right now, all that can be addressed while it's on the car. Now one of these nuts, now you see what I'm about to do? I'm just about to screw up. Boot goes on first. A little bit of grease, we've already learned. A little on the ends there. This nut here, I don't know why it's so tight. Alright, so that's pretty much on there. And we're going to repeat this step right here with the cotter pin. And grease fitting. Which I'm pretty sure everybody knows how to change a tie rod end. I'm not sure if everybody has, replaced an inner tie rod. Some people, you walk up on a rack and I get a rack for $100. Well, guess what? You can buy the inner tie rods, boots. Like, I don't remember what I paid for them, $20 or $25. They came with boots, tie rods, inner tie rods. The tie rod ends were a little less, maybe 17, 18 bucks, something like that. I don't remember 100%. So, I tell you what I'll do. I'll find where I bought them, and I will screenshot it, and I will post them at the end of this video. So look for that. And I hear rain. Oh yeah, look at that. She's smooth as butter. Smooth as butter. I'm excited. Now I don't anticipate a huge gain off this. If anything, the most I'm going to gain from this is just a very little bit of weight loss, and it is going to clean up the engine bay a little bit, and it's going to make it easier later on down the road, changing cams, changing heads. It's just one more thing out of the way. You got, shorter belt. There's just all kinds of little benefits to getting rid of the power steering, other than the major inconvenience of just not being able to steer the car in traffic the way you'd like to. But we all have to make sacrifices, right? Right now we're trying to go fast. Let's get past that point. Let's get to where we want to be as far as the fast side of it. And then, then we can say we did it. We're going to go back to street mode, hot rod mode. And then we're going to enjoy the car. And you know what we're going to do after that? We're just going to move on to the next project. All right. Boots are on. Tie rod ends. All right, so now this rack has been completely gone through. Completely gone through. All right, get her set where she needs to be. Guys, now that is a full manual rack. I'm sorry, a full power steering rack to manual rack conversion. And it feels exceptionally well, exceptionally easy. And I'm very happy with the outcome on this. And, you know, like I said, it cleans it up. Thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing here, like and subscribe. Comment if you don't care. If you want to, comment a thumbs up, thumbs down, you know, whatever you feel like. And I appreciate you watching. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be going to a swap meet, like a hot rod swap meet in Chillicothe, Ohio. Never been there before. Looks like a lot of hype. Looks like a lot of... If it's half as good as the advertisement is, it's an awesome show, awesome car show. I'm going to take you guys with me. And I hope I hope we enjoy it. I hope we enjoy it, and I hope we like what we see. It's not a Fox body swap meet by no means. It's I guess an everything swap meet. Hot rods, nostalgic, you know, and I'm going to tell you, I like the old nostalgic stuff as much as I like anything. I love old American history hot rod stuff, you know, from the 30s up. That's, you know, I love all that. That being said, I hope it's something that I find that I like to do, and just one more thing to add to the calendar every year to look forward to doing. But guys, be safe always. I can't stress that enough, and I'm going to tell you that every video. Be safe. Safe practices. Always. Next video, we'll be putting that rack on this car. And I look forward to that. And I look forward to seeing what kind of gain, if any gain, we get from it. If the only gain that I get is the ease of working on the car, that's a win. That is definitely a win. And if it works out great, the fact that I've got basically a brand new rack, remanufactured, whatever you want to call it, the fact that I have one now with a total amount of about $45 invested into it, that's a win, 100%. And if I had to do this job over again, it would take me less than an hour to do it. The first time's always the learning time. The hardest part was cleaning it. I can tell you that for sure. But as far as disassembly and reassembly, less than an hour. And it's cake, I'm going to tell you. Guys, have a great one.